Deja vu all over again. I have a hitchhiker up there on the bow pulpit. Interestingly enough, in 2007, when I was crossing from New Zealand to Australia, going through the Big Fat High off the east coast of Australia, I had a birdie come and join me for, I don't know, not quite a day. Sat in the same relative location on Phoenix. Was pretty much unruffled. Even when I went up forward, the wind picked up a little and I raised it gently. Didn't disturb him at all, he just stayed right there. So fast forward, how many years later? Let's see, 2007, 2024, you figure it out. Here I have another hitchhiker. He's free to get a ride with me, I don't care. As long as he keeps his butt hanging outboard. Because, you know, birdies have no sphincter control. And they take a crap when they need to take a crap. They don't hold it. So, as long as he keeps his bird poop off the boat, that's fine. The birds often like to get back on the solar panel, which I don't care about giving them a free ride. I just don't want them back there because they crap on the solar panel. And that disrupts the flow of electricity from the sunshine. So they do that. I try to chase them away. It's usually at night around sundown they start circling the boat looking for a place to land if it's calm. Because they got to work really hard to stay aloft with no wind, and they often get tired, look for a place to rest, and they can float on the water, but it's dangerous because the fishies want to eat them, so they look for a place not in the water to rest. Anyway, welcome aboard Sunshine. Stay as long as you like. Up there preening your feathers. Just don't poop on the boat. Bye for now. Hello everyone. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, local time, on the 10th of April. 2024. I believe it's a Wednesday. And what you're looking at up there ahead of the boat, I have been informed that that is the end of the world. And once we go over the edge, we fall into the huge hole in the ocean where sea monsters will eat us. At least that's the legend. Anyway, we've been putt-putting along with the engine primarily for some time now. And you see conditions quite calm. The telltale is fluttering, mostly because the motor is running, not because there's any significant amount of wind out here. And we're about 150 miles south of the equator, just up a couple hundred miles up north of the easternmost part of Brazil. And the big news of the day is that definitely doldrums type sky here. If you look down here, you may notice that something is missing. I officially retired Bob the bell crank. I like my setup so well for the autopilot, and it's been working out so well, the new location, that I decided to retire Bob. Gets rid of this weird cluster of PVC pipes back here that always seems to get in the way, especially with the connecting rod that used to come from the autopilot back here. So it kind of cleaned up the whole thing back here. It's a jug of, we collected some rainwater today. I don't know how close that is to being full, but it came pouring down rain for a short period of time. Welcome to the tropics and a depression. Tropical depression. Tropical rainfall. Anyway, I have finalized, I think, the location for my plank there. That's an old offcut from the plank that I bought to make the new auxiliary rudder with. And in honor of the occasion, because I don't normally go in for naming inanimate objects on the boat. You know, my dinghy is a dinghy, not anything, doesn't have a name. And wind vanes are another thing that people like to give a name to. The uncomplaining, unheard, often seen crew member. But in honor of in order to celebrate the retirement of Bob the bell crank, I've decided to take a book or take a page from the book of Jeff Dunham, ventriloquist and comedian. Guy's pretty funny if you've never watched him. I like him. He's got a bunch of different characters that he uses for his dummies, and one of the oldest ones that's been around for quite a while is Jose Jalapeno on a stick. So I've decided to name, in honor of Jose Jalapeno, the autopilot, Jose Autopolita on a stick. Joe the autopilot on a stick. I don't know. I think it's cute and a little silly. Anyway, we're just kind of rolling along here. What little breeze there is coming up out of the, I don't know, southeast. A couple of knots maybe. Like I said, the telltales are flying only because of the motor running. I see that the storm jib is backed a little, but that's okay. It helps to dampen the rolling, as does the double reefed mainsail. Had a little excitement the other day. That line, which is the adjustable part of the topping lift for the boom, chafed through. So we had to scrabble around, rig up a temporary fix until I was able to reeve the new line in there inside the boom. My boom extender is still all tied up there. I suspect I'm going to remove that here in the next day or so, because I don't think we're going to be doing any more dead downwind sailing. If we ever can get up here far enough north to get into the northeast trades, we're going to be beam broad reaching, but not dead downwind sailing, unless the wind goes due east. And I guess that's always a possibility. I do remember when I came up here all those years ago on Phoenix, once I left the last port out of Brazil, I got out, came out of the river. This was in Natal. It's just south of the easternmost point of Brazil. And it seems to me, as I recall, that I was sailing from there all the way up to St. Lucia. I didn't go through a big calm patch like this that lasted for days. So I don't know if it's because I'm farther offshore, and of course it's a different year and a different time of the year. When I came up this way with Phoenix, this is middle of April more or less, I was already in Florida instead of some number of thousands of miles away from it yet. So, different time of the year, different year altogether, somewhat different location because I'm further east than I was before, being right off the coast of Brazil. So, of course, time will tell, provided, of course, that we don't sail over the edge of the world up there somewhere in the next few hours. Another little strange thing happened yesterday, I guess it was. I had a squall. It was like this, with these squalls building up all around the horizon. I think I counted 4 different ones around the horizon. The one that finally became dominant actually caused the wind to blow from the northwest, almost dead on the nose of our course line. It didn't last for a real long time, but kind of frustrating, powering dead straight into the wind, which fortunately wasn't super strong. I don't know, it's doing a course of somewhat east of north to try to take the wind on the beam a little bit, or on the bow, instead of going straight into it. But kind of at the tail edge of this, what should be southeast trade winds in the northern part of the South Atlantic, to have wind completely contrary to that from the northwest was a little strange. You can see there's, like over there's a little squall building, another one right there, and of course this big nasty mess out in front of us. Presumably we're not catching up to that, although it looks like it's building towards us. So that might be another northwester. I don't know for sure. Very strange weather out here in the Doldrums. We're still somewhat on the order of 2.5 weeks, maybe, from Barbados. It's up around 2,000 miles away from us, pretty much to the northwest. Bye for now.